Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. Right now I was about to hit spacebar repeatedly. I know the microphone can hear that so I won't do that. But yeah, right now I am heading back to my base. I've just been over at Corralis's checking up on his villager breed one. In case you didn't see Corralis's episode, I actually went over there and helped him build a villager breeder for his project over there. He's not doing villager trading. He's making like a poolside area and the villagers are going to go down the slides and hang out by the pool, which is pretty damn cool. I had to go over there and fix something. I noticed that it wasn't working. But anyway, we are back here. We are back here at base, the desert temple or jungle temple. I don't know what you want me to call it, but I'll probably call it a jungle temple more often than not. I have been making progress, as you can see here. I've been expanding the wastelands over in this direction. This is surprisingly quick to do. It doesn't take long to do a large batch, and I kind of feel like it won't take me long to get the rest of this done. And since I realised that, I just decided to crack on and get as much done as possible. So you can see we've gone all the way to the edge where we've removed the sand over there, going around this side and all the way over to here. So I'm hoping that what I can do is get all of this done all the way over to that corner and all the way to that corner over there, and then we can start removing more sand again. Now one thing that I need to do though is when it comes to this bit over here is I think what I'm going to do is build a false platform. Now I remember when I was clearing out one of the rivers I was thinking, do you know what, I should leave all of this dirt and some of this stuff in here. But then I started removing it and the whole OCD thing kind of kicked in. Now that I started, I've got to remove it all, so this is probably just going to have a fake surface somewhere around there at that kind of height where I'm pointing at, and then everything underneath it will just be lit up with torches. Oh, I am terrible at this. If you ever see some harsh cuts like that in my videos, it's because when I'm talking I get a little bit tongue-tied sometimes, and then that can make me think about what I'm saying too much, and it just gets worse and worse, and then I'm like, I've got to stop recording. And where's that guy going? I don't know where he was going then. Okay, maybe he was looking for the shortest drop down. That's interesting. Maybe they do that. Maybe they look for the shortest drop down when they're picking a route to go somewhere. Right now he's tracking the villagers and he's going to fall in there. Yep. And then he's going to drown. And there's 4 of these, and I've been going around and looking at them. They don't actually gather a lot of materials, but there was some ink sacs in one of them which I found interesting, so squid have been spawning in there, which kind of makes sense because if you have a look around there is not a lot of water. We are in the middle of a desert, and I have removed some rivers, although I did put down some water in these streams and over there in the reed farm. But the thing that I wanted to tell you about was YouTube. It broke a couple of days ago. I'm sure you all saw it because the sub feeds were broken. You probably missed a lot of videos. I think myself and lots of other people had less views on our videos, and it was clearly broken. I remember continuously refreshing my subscription feed, checking people's channels. You know, there were videos but they weren't on the sub feed. Anyway, it prompted me to set up a website. Now, I say set up a website, I didn't do that. My friend Cody coded it for me, Cody the Coder. I like that. Yeah, he made a really cool website. It's very simple. It's just a feed of all my videos. So if you're interested in bookmarking that, just go to www.assumavoid.com. I'll put a link on the screen and in the description and all of that. And if you bookmark that page, you'll be able to keep track of all my videos. You know, all it does is show you a list of my videos. And I think you can access that website from a mobile as well because it's made with Bootstrap, so it should look good on any browser, which is awesome. So if ever you think perhaps something's wrong with YouTube and you want to check and see if my videos, then that's the website to go to. And also, I'm a pretty consistent uploader. I do have my days where occasionally now and then I don't upload a video on a day I normally would, but I always aim to upload at the same time, which is 4:30 PM GMT. So if ever you don't see a video around that time, then probably something's gone wrong. But anyway, do you know what? I don't like this little bit here. See, this is a false part of the wastelands. Let's actually go and change that quickly. This is something I do. I walk around and I look at it and I see, oh god, he's going to attack me. Take that. And you might notice that I have some cooked steak. I've been going back to the cow farm and getting more materials. Let's just remove a couple of blocks here so it looks a bit more unnatural, I guess, or natural. I'm not sure what way around that should be. Yep, that'll do. Anyway, let's teleport back. Yeah, so I've been playing around at the cow farm, and that actually ties in to what we're going to be doing this episode. So lately I've been doing some AFK farming for bone meal over at Mumbo's Mob Trap, And after a while I realised actually I'm using a lot more bone meal than I'm farming for him. I think I've actually used probably a double chest more than I've gotten back for him, which is not on at all. So what I want to do is obviously set up a bone meal farm. Now the reason I'm using so much of it is because I've been farming wheat for trading with the villagers and also for breeding cows as well. So there is this skeleton spawner over here. This is outside the wastelands area. The wastelands ends right over here, and I have seen a few comments from people asking about what I'm going to do with these borders, and I didn't really mention because it's just so far away. But when we get round to the borders, when we get that far into this project, what I plan on doing is not having them straight like this. I want to make the wastelands biome sort of creep up into the surrounding biomes, and I don't want that to be like a straight transition either, so it'll probably go maybe a back away over here and then it'll kind of curve in a bit, and just try and make it look natural so it's not like a big square, which is going to be a hard thing to avoid because obviously the wastelands is a big square. But the whole reason I've done it like that is so that when you're standing in the middle, you're going to look, and in every direction all you're going to see is the wastelands, which is going to look absolutely awesome when we get that far. But anyway, Biffa found this over here. This is his portal, which is convenient because it hooks up to my one as well, so I can go through the nether for quick transportation. And he found this skeleton spawner down here. Now I haven't explored any of the area underneath my base, and I bet you it's sod's law that when I go and explore that in the future there's going to be like a triple skeleton spawner underneath there, but I don't mind. We're going to use this and we're going to do our project over here. So when it came to farming bone meal, I thought about what are we going to do, because this is ever so simple, you know, and people do the same old thing, except everyone, you know, turns these spawners into a mob farm, it would seem. And the last few times I've worked with one of these, I think I've done the same thing, which is not what we want to do this time round. We do not want XP from this spawner, because when I do enchanting, I go to the end and I get a whole load of it done in one go, and this is not going to provide enough EXP in enough time to make that worthwhile. And so what we want to do is just get the bone meal out of this as quick as possible. So I started to think, okay, we're not going to drop them into a water stream and move them into a tube that's going to elevate them and drop them down again. So what we want to do is move them out of this area here the quickest, and the quickest way is to drop them, and then drop them all the way down onto some hoppers where they'll die and their bone meal will get collected. And it could be as simple as that. And I was thinking, well, that's not really a lot of fun, is it? Because it's just incredibly simple, and I wanted to try and do something new with this. But then I remembered that these mobs are going to spawn with armor on, especially the longer we stay in the area. They're going to be spawning with armor on, and they will have enchantments, and when they hit the bottom of that drop, some of them will survive, and so we need a way to kill them. So I started thinking about, well, what could we do that possibly hasn't been done before? And I have an idea that I don't know if it's going to work or not. We're going to go into a test world and find out. But I'm thinking if we have shifting floors at the bottom, so let's say this is our floor, we've got the string on the top to activate it, the mob falls down, it dies from the fall damage, then the floor shifts and the items fall through it into some hoppers. Now if the mob survives, when the floor shifts they're going to fall into it, and then they're going to be inside solid blocks, so they're going to get crushed. And I think that's how it will work, because then when they die, their items will land on the string, they'll activate it again, and the items will go into the hopper. And probably something is going to go wrong, but let's go into a creative world and see if that works. Have a look at who's online. Red Eyes. Red Eyes is back. He's going to be on a holiday again, I think, for a little while, so he's going to be able to play again, which is awesome. If you guys haven't seen Red Eyes before, I'm a big fan of his videos, and hopefully he'll be putting them out now that he's back on. But yeah, I was hoping to come back when I was in a creative world and show you the results to my testing, but you know what, it didn't work. Items do not fall through moving blocks, which is very unfortunate, because otherwise we would have had a new trap idea right there. So I started to think about the alternatives. There is the lava trap, you can drop them through lava, and the problem with that is if the enchantment that the skeleton has is fire resistance, then there's a chance that they could survive the drop and survive the fire damage from the lava. So that one is kind of out of the question, but otherwise they would land and then burn to their death is the idea with that. So then I thought of another thing we could do, because we're out here in the desert, we're working with villagers. We could have a villager at the bottom of our trap, so the skeletons fall all the way down, they die, and the ones that survive, they go towards the villager. Now the problem with that is that the villagers are going to attract zombies. We're in an area where I haven't gone caving, and you know what's going to happen, loads of zombies are going to come towards this villager, and it's going to cause lag issues, and to solve that I would have to do a hell of a lot of caving, and then it would probably take quite some time to get every spot, so that doesn't seem like a good idea to me. That's going to cause more problems than it's worth. So we're actually going to go back to a traditional drowning trap. This time though it will be slightly different, because usually what happens is you send the skeletons into one area and they drown inside one little bit, and then you can collect their drops from one place, and that's just from where the design has been done before we had hoppers. So this time what I'm going to do is have a wide drowning trap and then have hoppers going across and into a single chest, and that means it's just quicker for the skeletons. They're going to fall down into the water stream, they're going to go along to where the drowning trap is and go straight into it. They won't have to fight for a space in it, if that makes sense. If you've seen one of those traps before, it probably will. But anyway, I'm going to crack on and start building this. So, it has been some time since I last recorded. Survival Minecraft takes a long time to do, especially when you're travelling back and forth, because you keep forgetting something. I've had my inventory full of items for ages, and I'm going to go back and pick up things as I change stuff, but it's been slow and it's been tedious. But we're at a point now where we're going to see how this is all going to come together, and we've got 3 skeletons drowning at the moment. This is going to be the viewing platform. Now, originally, I wasn't too sure what I was going to do, but I thought I wouldn't have a viewing platform. I'd just have a room that you can stand in, and there would be some chests for you to get your bone meal from. But I think this is going to be much better, you know. When you hear AFKing, you're going to turn off your sound anyway, but you can also have a look over and see the skeletons drowning. And I've got to say, this spawner feels a little bit slower. Maybe because it's because I'm standing here, you know, this bit has been done, and I'm waiting for the skeletons to spawn, but it feels like it's a little bit slower than usual. I don't know, I just thought there'd be more skeletons. So anyway, we should go and have a look in there so you can see what the room is like. I actually went onto my creative server and spent ages looking at different materials, trying to find something to do for that room. And then after a while I realised that I'm probably never going to see the inside of this room, so why bother making it look pretty? There you go, I've made it all out of smooth stone. And the lamps come down by 1 block, which I think looks cool, but again, you're never really going to see it. And you might be wondering about the light levels. I have checked. All of the area up here has a low enough light level for those skeletons to spawn, but the bottom of the room is nice and illuminated. But anyway, when those skeletons drop down, they're going to drop outside of the area which is called the escape area, I do believe. So there is like an invisible area around this spawner, and when skeletons are inside of it, it's only going to spawn up to 6. But they drop down below that area, and the drowner is below that area as well. So, although it does seem really slow, I'm going to have to double check that, because it would be crazy if I got it wrong and actually when they're in the drowner they're in the escape area. But I don't know, it's been a while since I worked with one of these. Anyway, let's close up this area. I will double check all of that, as I said, and I'll tidy up this later, don't worry. And so what we're going to be doing next is building the room back here. I've got something special that I want to put on that side of the room. We're going to have the nether portal on this one, and then over on this side we're going to have a row of chests that are going to have all of the items that come out of this right here. So there'll be an item elevator to take it up, and then they'll go across into the chests. We're probably going to have them stacked 3 high double chests, so as long as you AFK here, you know, it's going to have plenty of storage to gather all of the materials or different items. And up here, by the way, there is a little room with a couple of spiders, 3 spiders now, and there was a creeper in there as well. Let's actually just have a quick nosy. Oh, I knew it, there's sand above it. Let's get rid of the sand. I think we're not going to be able to see the creeper anymore. I don't know where he is, but there was definitely a creeper in there. Oh, right as I record. So, I was very paranoid for a moment there. The escape area is 9 high and 17 wide and in both directions. So that means basically 8 blocks in either direction, including the block itself. And then for up and down, it's the 1 block in the middle, 4 above and 4 below. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that block right there is outside of the escape area. So the escape area is this block at this height. Oh, I'm getting shot. That doesn't help. Sorry. This one right here, which is what we're standing on. So if we go around the side here, it's this height here. That's inside of the escape area. And if you have a look, I got it just right. You can see here they are actually outside of it. And there's quite a lot of them there at the moment as well. So I have a customer for all of the sand that we've collected here. Zombie Cleo is online at the moment, and she was saying she was going to go dig some sand. I mentioned that I had loads here. and then we started discussing prices for the sand, and I said, how about a diamond a chest? OMW. Not sure what OMW means. But yeah, so a diamond a chest, she wants 10 double chests. I've obviously got enough right there, and then we're going to use all of this sand. And so that's 20 diamonds for 10 double chests of sand. Which is going to be interesting, because it got me thinking, you know, how much does it take to fill one of these up? Now, a diamond for a shovel to repair one of these, I can do that. But do I get more sand? I'm pretty sure I get way more sand than you see in one chest right there for one of these spades. So I think it's a good deal. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, because I could sell this stuff at that price. I think that's pretty decent. Maybe put up a noticement at spawn: if you need sand, come to Asuma. He's digging out a desert. And I haven't made any progress outside. I was about to come up here and have a look. But let's have a look again anyway, because I really like this place. It looks awesome. Ah, so Zombie Cleo's here. I was just telling her that if you break the chests, the sand goes everywhere. I learnt that the hard way. I don't know why, but for some reason it gets pushed up above the blocks and below them as well. Oh, and here are my diamonds. Thank you. 20 diamonds. I think that's a good deal for 10 chests. So that is, say, all of those ones there and that one right there. Not a bad deal at all. Oh, and that gives me a stack. It looks like our villager has gone. He's not in the minecart, because I can get in it. I don't know how he got out of it. Ah, that is annoying. Well, we know not to store them in minecarts, I guess. And I've been trading so much here. Check out all the emeralds I've got. Soon we're going to have a whole block of emeralds. And I said I wouldn't do much more trading on camera, and haven't, but I've been trading with these guys right here. Some of their trades are excellent, because if you don't have the paper trade on the first one, if I unlock this and get paper trade, then the one after that might take quite a few attempts to get the next trade, and so it refreshes the paper trade and it makes trading really easy, which is great. It has been quite some time yet again. I think today I just don't have the survival groove, as it were. Things have taken me quite some time, and I decided to work with sandstone. And sandstone's one of those blocks that doesn't really work well with a lot of other materials, and one of those materials is stone slabs. That's why you can see that here. And I've kind of gone through a lot of design changes, you know, all these different things here. The borders I've tried at different sizes and a few different materials as well, and after a lot of rearranging I've sort of gone with this right here. Now it's obscured by this, which is I'm going to remove quickly. So you can see the room looks a little bigger now that that's gone, and it's also quite narrow. And I tell you what, this sound is really getting to me. I've been hearing it for ages, just the skeletons drowning all the time. But we have actually got a lot of goodies in here, as you can see. So that's probably about half a chest of bone meal right there, and that has actually taken quite some time to get. And I'm starting to wonder if all the time that I'm going to do AFKing here, I should probably do a Mumbo's mob farm. Maybe I'll get more bone meal that way. But anyway, it's nice to do a little project like this, something different. And what are we going to do? Well, I have got to put in the storage over here. And I think I said I was going to put in an item filter, and I started to think about it, and I think that's kind of silly, you know. I'm probably just going to have 2 chests where I put 1 bone meal in every slot, and in the other one it'll be arrows. And when I say 2, I mean 2 rows, because we're going to have 3 rows of chests that are 3 high, and they're all going to be double chests, and then behind those are going to be hoppers that point into them. So we're not going to add any filter. That seems kind of unnecessary. Plus you seem to get pretty much an even split. You can see slightly more bone meal here, but dividing that up between, yeah, you'd have like an odd amount of chests. That makes sense, doesn't it? So anyway, over here is where the portal's going to go. Now when I was making this I was thinking about 1.7, so the portal is going to go at the back here. And I tried putting some stone slabs at the front, at the top and the bottom, and it didn't quite look right. So I thought I'd put the obsidian there. And I tell you what, that looks pretty cool by itself. Obsidian seems to go well next to sandstone. It is a little bit of a strange combination, but then the opposites, you know, obsidian is purple, and that's the opposite colour of yellow. So it kind of looks alright. But what we want to do right now is put that in on one side, because obviously we're not in 1.7 yet. There it is, flint and steel. This should synchronise up automatically. That's interesting. Why does that not work? Is it because there's obsidian in front of it? Because it's got all the blocks around it to make the right frame size. Let's remove these blocks here and find out. That is really strange. I wasn't expecting that to happen at all. I am not sure why. Maybe it's because we got two lots of obsidian on this side over here. And so it's doing some sort of calculating and it's seeing extra obsidian, so it doesn't like it. Let's get rid of that obsidian. Oh, there we go. It was possibly the obsidian behind it that was stopping it from being lit. I wasn't expecting that at all. Let's just fill this in. It shouldn't break the portal now that it's already there. And placing blocks. There we go. Two there, two there. Awesome, so you can almost see what it's going to look like. We're just going to have that removed, have the portal at the back. So anyway, I'm going to build the item storage on this side over here, and I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to put here. I'll do that and you'll see it in a moment. So everything here is almost done now. Let's see, what have I done? Well, I put an ender chest in the top here. Always got to have an ender chest at every type of farm. And I put in this light at the back here and also this switch to control the lamps up the top. Now, whenever you come here, you want this thing to be on. But I put it in anyway, and when I originally put it in I just went straight up to where the ladder was and put it all in place. So I came down here and realised I put the lever and the lamp over by one, which looked really odd. So now it's in the middle, and I do really like my symmetry. This is a very symmetrical style build. All of this is in place now. Some of the items have started going into here. And it's transferring all of the bone meal at the bottom. So I didn't use my own item elevator design because my one is not silent. I had a little search around and I found this one. I'll put a link to this in the description box actually. If you're looking for a silent item elevator that works in 1.6, then check the description box. I can't remember who it was. I wasn't really paying attention actually. I just kind of skipped straight to the design and copied it into the world. And another thing about this design though is that you have to have the items go into a hopper, because the pace at which the items go from the hopper into the droppers, then it works. But if you put items directly into the droppers, it's not going to work. So that's why I've moved this chest that we had down there over to here, and I dumped all of the items into it, and now it's going to transfer them slowly. And yes, the water is running out from the drowning trap. That's just so the chest stays open. Just a little bit of convenience there rather than rearranging a bunch of stuff to make that work. So let's go through here. We're going to do the last bit of this room, which is this bit right here. I have a piston there. I have some ice in my inventory. And we have a half slab which is going to go there. So you might be able to guess what I'm about to do. I haven't done something like this before, so there's a really good chance that I'm going to mess this up. Now we're going to remove some of the blocks here, so the water's going to flow out into the room, and we're going to try and push a skeleton into there. I have resistance and regeneration, my health is full. I also wanted to take off, actually I'll just take off my feather falling boots I think. They are actually getting worn out. Let's take that, put that there. Okay, so we've got 3 guys. We're going to try for this one. Yes, he's coming out. Excellent, and he's shooting me, that's great. So let's block, oh, actually let's not block that up. And what was that noise? That was Facebook. I've got Facebook open. I think that's the first time I've ever done that in a video. Okay, come on guy. Do you know what, he's hitting me too fast. We need to get rid of the rest of this water I think, because that's slowing me down. And do you know what, I'm not regenerating fast enough here, am I? Okay, right, let's try and get this guy away from the lever. Come on dude. Oh no. I'm going to have to put water over here somewhere, aren't I? Oh, this isn't very pleasant. I thought this would go a lot quicker. Wow. There we go. So now that's going to push him away. We can move quick enough, which I know we can't. He's going to kill me at this rate. I'm going to have to run away, which I can't do. Oh man, oh man. Ah, you're going to have to die. Oh, that was a failed attempt. Oh, look at all these arrows. Brilliant. Oh. Okay, I'm going to have to rethink my strategy here. So, a little bit of preparation is a good idea. The only thing I haven't done is blocked off the water at the bottom. But that's fine because it'll still send a skeleton into the middle. That guy's spinning around. And now it's a bit of a waiting game. However, I think what I'll do is I'll break all of this first. And now it's going to be a pain to break the one at the bottom. And I can actually just wait here now, because if one of the skeletons comes into this bit, it's going to get pushed all the way across. Then I can place down the half slab, hit the lever, and put them in. I'm being shot, and that tells me that we have some skeletons. We've got 2 of them, we only need 1 for this. So I'm going to kill the guy here. Go away. Ah, there we go. And then we're going to put a half slab there so the other one can't escape. Then let's block up this water and make things a little bit easier. It's so annoying swimming around in water when you're trying to move about. There we go, that gets rid of that. So let's remove these blocks. This guy is going to be able to hit me. And then when we put the ice on him, he shouldn't be able to. Can you hit me? Yes, yes you can. And we hit the lever. And you can see now this guy can't attack me. So this guy can despawn because I haven't given him a name tag, but the idea is that I wanted to have a skeleton there. It doesn't look so great now that I've done it actually. And I was going to ask you guys if you wanted to give him a name. It doesn't look so great because his hitbox kind of comes out of the ice a little bit, especially the bow at the front. So maybe what we could do is just trap one behind glass. That would probably look a little bit better. But you guys let me know. Do you like the look of this guy in the ice? I think we've got to change that. And also these slabs look a little bit awkward as well. So to tidy up that, we could put him a bit further back. We could have a load of glass here, have him standing on a half slab. And he needs a name. So suggest a name in the comment. Let me know if you prefer ice or if I should do glass. And then we will change it up in the next episode. So what did we set out to do this episode? I just saw a golden mob go around the back there, I'm sure of it. Let's go have a quick look. In fact, this area is all covered up. I'll go and look for that in a bit. And I've got to be careful because I don't have my armour on. But this episode we set out to repay Mumbo. I've been using too much of his bone meal, more than I farmed for him. As I said, I think about a double chest. So I've left here a couple of signs explaining why there's a chest full of bones. But there you go, we've repaid him. We've now built our farm. And it's been a while since I was last here, so I'm going to go around and have a look. I know he's been building his village. I've been watching his episodes about that. So I'm going to have a nosy around here. But that is it from me this episode. So as always, thank you very much for watching. And I will catch you next time.